Welcome back to Made to Order a la Orden. I'm Chef Z, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my very own tomato basil marinara sauce. Now, my sauce is super delicious. In fact, it is so good, you're going to be wondering why you've been using jar sauce this entire time. Now, listen, I understand that jar sauce comes in handy whenever you're in a pinch and whenever you're in a hurry, and I use it myself. But when you take a moment and you make your red sauce from scratch, it makes all the difference. And my recipe calls for all fresh and all natural ingredients, which again, it's just gonna make for a really nice velvety sauce. And we're gonna stew it for a really long time. So we're gonna extract as much flavor as we can from the tomatoes, garlic, and onions. And best of all, my favorite ingredient, which is the red wine. Now I'm using a Chilean Cabernet, which is a medium body wine, so I encourage you to use the same thing or even a Chianti. But more importantly, use a red wine that you won't mind finishing, because the worst thing you can do is open a fresh bottle of red wine and not finish it. Trust me, we're not doing that here on Made to Order today. Nonetheless, before we get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on social media. We want to start off by adding some olive oil into a heated pot. And then we're going to add some thinly minced white onions and some thinly minced garlic. We're also going to add a healthy serving of salt, because this is going to help our onions and our garlic sweat and become translucent. Now we want to saute everything on a medium to low flame, and we also want to keep a close eye because we're not looking to brown the onions and the garlic. We honestly just want them to soften almost to the point where they become a paste. Now we're going to add some butter, which is going to make everything creamy and is also going to add an awesome depth of flavor. So mix that together and keep a close eye, because butter does have the tendency to burn rather quickly, so this can go left faster than you realize. Now we want to add some brown sugar, which is going to help our onions caramelize. And we're also going to add some tomato paste, which is simply a must whenever you're making a marinara sauce. So we want to give this a good mix until it's well combined. Now, fun fact, this sauce right here tastes amazing on some crostini or even some bruschetta. And if you add some hot pepper seeds, then it is a wonderful surprise. Now we're going to add some crushed tomatoes, and I'm using some canned crushed tomatoes that are one of my favorites because it has little to no additives. So I encourage you to find a brand that you like that is just the same. And we're gonna give this a quick mix, being sure that nothing is stuck to the bottom of the pot. In fact, you wanna make sure that nothing burns whenever you're making this sauce. Now we're going to add some fresh chopped parsley and basil, along with some salt, some black pepper, and some water. Now, if you're wondering how I got my water to be red, I simply added water to my cans, swished it around to get any leftover sauce, and then I added it to my very own sauce that I'm making right here. So be sure to give that another stir, and we want to cook this on a medium to low flame, because again, we never want this sauce to burn, because it will seriously change the flavor profile of this dish. So once that simmers for about 5 minutes, it is now time for my favorite ingredient, which is the wine. So I add a little bit, and then I add a little bit more for good luck, because hey, you never know. So again, we want to stir this a little bit. If you haven't noticed, we stir this dish quite a bit. And then we're gonna let that simmer for about 2 to 3 hours, covered on a medium to low flame. And afterwards, we're gonna see that our sauce has thickened and become this beautiful, vibrant red color. Now, right before I serve this sauce, I do like to add some more fresh basil, because even though we added basil at the very beginning and it has given the sauce amazing flavor, some fresh basil at the very end really livens this sauce up. So there you guys have it, my recipe for a tomato basil sauce. I hope that you enjoyed, and you'll come back next week when I have an all new video. Buen provecho, guys.